picked myself up a new Bark River. I've kind of got a little addiction going. Whoa, that ceiling fan. We'll give somebody a seizure with that bad boy. It's, yeah, I stropped on this one a bit. See if I can't angle that so we aren't setting anybody off. All right. This is the Fox River EXT2 Hunter. This is a DLT exclusive, special edition. I took it to 8,000 grit, 2.5 micron leather strop. Brightened it up a little bit, smoothed it out a little. Green canvas micarta. See where I sweated on it a little bit. Already got a little color change going. Beautiful. People have been talking about the quality control, so the last 3 knives I've gotten from Bark River, I've been checking for any little flaws or defects that I can find. On this particular model, everything looks to be perfect. That plunge grind is immaculate. The scales are ground very, very symmetrically. Even down at the cap. Edges aren't extraordinarily sharp. I've had them much sharper. Sheila, stop. Grinds here and here match up almost perfectly, possibly perfectly. The swedge at the top is perfect and terminates at the tip. Exactly where I would want it to. And symmetrical on both sides. This is a CPM 3V, about a 4.5 inch blade. 0.125 on the blade thickness, so it's very thin and very slicey. It is tall here, taller than it appears. This is a Bravo 2 in elk. You can see it's close. It's almost as tall as that Bravo 2. So by the time it gets down to this edge, it is just incredibly thin and slicey. This ought to make a wonderful hunting knife, caping knife. Looks like intricate work, food prep, wood processing, not batoning. Probably won't do any cross graining with this. Even with that CPM 3V, I think it's probably about a 60 HRC. I wouldn't go and be pounding on this too much. This is a delicate task knife. It's designed as a knife to do knife tasks. I baton the hell out of some knives, but I'm not going to cross grain this through anything. This will be a flesh and food processor for the most part. It's a little too big for EDC. It does come with just the regular pouch sheath. Girl Scout cookies over there, you see that? Girl Scout cookies, made from real Girl Scout. And regular pouch sheath, multiple carry options. I found these to be alright. I said stop it, both of you. Knock it off. The puppies want to play. This is good fit. Excellent retention. I've been carrying it. You can see it's stretched out a little bit. Retention's still fabulous. It's not going anywhere. I really don't have a problem with these, except I find them kind of plain and ugly. But as far as actual function, these do very well. This did come with the same number 8 as my Bravo 1.25 LT in 3V. So this knife, being a shorter blade, half-inch shorter, sits lower into the sheath, offering better retention. And due to the thinner stock, I do have a little bit thinner of a handle here. I have been using it a little bit. I haven't gotten any patina on it yet. I had a little bit of staining at the edge, but I stropped it right off. I was doing a little emotional support stropping, you could say. Fabulous knife, though. Wonderful. And then as a companion to this, and because I wanted to try Bark River's canvas micarta in a matte, I could matte one myself, but I wanted to see what that was about, and I wanted to take a look at the quality control that was happening as well. I know Outdoor Analyst just got one that he'd waited on for quite some time, and he had some major issues with his. So I grabbed from Knivesshipfree. I apologize, Knivesshipfree. The BRK River Gunny Sidekick in Magna Cut. Comes in a slightly different style sheath. I haven't had a gunny before, so this is interesting. I did hit it a little bit on the strop, shined it up. It, just like the other two that I got recently, it did terminate with no micro bevel. Plunge grind is pretty much dead on. Olaf, no. Pretty much dead on. Not an issue, really. I can see where he came down a little further on that far edge right at the bottom, but we are talking a 1/4 millimeter maybe. The handles, very symmetrical, very well done. I've never had a gunny handle. It's narrower than the Bravo in this dimension, but thickness-wise, it's a little thicker than this handle because of this is a .14 stock as opposed to 1/8 inch .125 on the Ext-2. A little thicker stock, so it's got some girth here. So when they Coke bottle it like that, it actually fits my hand very well. I can squeeze my full hand in there and have just a little bit of pinky play out at the back. Just like with that Ext-2 Hunter, my top swedge is perfectly ground, terminates at the tip and matches at the rear perfectly. Depth is perfect. Where they came up with the convex, damn near identical. Damn near identical. It almost looks like it came higher to the back here, but it's an optical illusion caused by the stamp. The feel of the matte canvas is wonderful. I really like this. I don't know if I like it more than the slick one yet. Olaf, I said no. They don't like it when I lock their little buddy up, but she isn't potty trained yet. So if I can't keep an eye on her, I gotta keep her pinned for the time being. I can blink and she'll squat in the house. Olaf, come here. Come here, buddy. Come here. Come here. You want to meet the people? Hi, Oli. This is Mr. Olaf. He's chilling with me today. He's a 100-pound, I don't know, pit bull and cane corso and something. He's only a year old. He's not full grown yet. He's a handsome boy. He's a good boy. Olaf is a good boy. He's got a problem with men. I think he was beaten. He was a rescue, just like the shepherd that we have now too. Sheath on this, I've never had one quite like this. This is different. I heard some complaints, and then so I was worried. But then after I got this, I realized that the complaints were because people didn't know what they were doing. They were saying that this knife was only going in that far. And that's the way it's designed. It is extremely tight, and this double welt over the top is designed so that once it does wear in, it doesn't continue to stretch excessively. It will grip this portion of your handle way down here, and this knife will seat properly just a hair above belt line. and no problems. And because of how thick this portion is, it will stay that way for a long time. And if you do ever need to wet mold, it will be even that much better. I did do one level of treatment on this, and you can see by the wonkiness, I've been carrying this quite a lot since I got it. Daily. It's been my daily carry. It's just short enough that a longer shirt covers it. So I've been carrying it when I have a coat or a longer shirt, and I don't have to be tucked in or anything like that. About a 4 1/8 inch blade on this one. I love the profile and design. It even though it is a .140 blade stock, it comes down just as thin as this Ext-2 Hunter. I would guess that dimension behind the edge is almost identical. And if it was a little thicker, it could be stropped down. This is an excellent little EDC. I prefer my knives in the 4-inch range for EDC. Even my folders, I'm a big knife guy, and I'm mostly a fixed blade guy. But have a look at that. It is absolutely gorgeous. This is quite possibly my favorite Bark River as of now. And that's just for general carry. All around use, I still say the Bravo 1.25 LT in 3V is impossible to beat for just a everything one and done, buy it, only knife you'll ever need for your whole life type of purchase. But for your smaller tasks, game processing up to mule deer, elk processing, yeah, it would. The steel would allow this size to work. And what I mean by that is when you get into an elk, you end up, if you're trying to lay them on their side and do them in the field, you end up getting a lot of hair. And if you don't have a steel that holds up really well, you need to stop and sharpen about every 15 minutes. And at those intervals, working an elk, that takes a long time. But if you can strap the elk up, if you can hang that elk, if you can bucket him from a tractor, you can get him up on a game pole in a tree, then you're working cleaner, and a 4-inch knife is plenty sufficient. I know people who use the Buck 113s on elk. They wear themselves out. They're hurting units. That's a lot of hide to peel with that tiny little 3-inch blade. And if the animal's frozen a little bit, you have to come back the next day to get him out, something like that. That 3-inch blade's useless. You're a hurting unit. You can make it happen. I mean, but once you do it once, you won't want to do it again. You guys are terrible. You can't take these guys anywhere. Nowhere. Nobody loves you guys. Nobody. All right. Well, thank you for watching. If you have a chance to grab one of these Gunny Sidekicks from Knivesshipfree, I think it's exclusive to them, Apostle P Design. If you're familiar with that YouTube channel, this is fantastic. I am really falling in love with this. Have a great evening, guys.